Do you still translate in your head every time you speak English? You're not alone. But today, I'll show you how to stop. Welcome to Thinklish, easy English for curious minds. I'm Matthew. This podcast is for anyone who wants to improve their English listening and start thinking in English, clearly, slowly, and naturally. So if you're serious about learning English, subscribe and hit the like button now. It really helps this podcast reach more learners like you. Today's episode is about one of the most common problems English learners face. How do I stop translating in my head and start thinking in English? Let's talk about it. Why do we translate? When we learn a new language, we build everything on top of our native one. It's normal. At first, every sentence you hear goes through a little mental filter. You translate it to your native language to understand it. But the more you do that, the harder it is to speak naturally. Your brain takes too long to translate back and forth, and that's why you freeze, hesitate, or forget words when speaking. So how do we fix it? Let's break it into steps. Step 1. Input matters. If you want to think in English, you need to feed your brain English. The more you listen, the more your brain starts to recognize patterns. That's why English podcasts like this one are so useful. They give you natural, slow, clear input. Make listening a daily habit. Even 15 minutes a day can rewire how your brain processes language. And don't just listen. Notice how words connect. Listen for the music of the language, the pauses, the intonation, the rhythm. Your brain absorbs more than you think. Step 2. Think simple, not translate. When you try to translate, you usually overcomplicate things. You want to say something advanced in your native language, but you can't find the same words in English. That's okay. Instead, simplify. For example, instead of thinking, I had a really exhausting day at work because of difficult clients, just say, work was hard today. The clients were not nice. Same meaning, simpler structure, no translation needed. This is not about dumbing things down. It's about expressing your thoughts with what you already know, and that's powerful. Step 3. Use mental speech. Practice thinking in English without speaking, just in your head. Describe what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I'm getting dressed. Or ask yourself questions. What's the weather like? What do I need to do today? You can even create short stories in your mind. Imagine a little scene. You walk into a coffee shop, order a drink, chat with the barista. Build that story in English. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes. Step 4. Shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and repeating it right after, out loud. It helps with rhythm, pronunciation, and fluency. You can use podcasts, YouTube videos, or audiobooks. Just play a short sentence, pause, and repeat it exactly. For example, speaker says, I didn't sleep well last night. You repeat, I didn't sleep well last night. Over time, these patterns become automatic, and your brain stops reaching for translation. Even if you do this for just 5 minutes a day, it builds confidence. You begin to internalize real speech, not textbook sentences. Step 5. Focus on phrases, not words. Many learners try to memorize long vocabulary lists, but native speakers don't speak word by word. They speak in chunks. Instead of learning get, up, and early separately, learn the phrase get up early. Your brain will process it faster and more naturally. Here's another one. Instead of memorizing make, a, and decision, just learn make a decision. One unit, one idea. This way, when you speak, your brain pulls up a full phrase, not a random collection of words. Step 6. Use what you know, even if it's simple. Fluency is not about using fancy grammar or long words. It's about expressing yourself clearly and smoothly. If you only know basic vocabulary, use it. Build real fluency with what you already understand. That's more useful than trying to speak like a professor and getting stuck. Step 7. Notice what you say often. Start paying attention to the English you need most. Your routines, your daily life, your work, your hobbies. Then focus on building vocabulary around those areas. For example, if you always talk about cooking, learn words for kitchen tools, ingredients, actions. If you work in customer service, learn words for emotions, instructions, solutions. Make your English personal. Step 8. Journal in English. This isn't just about writing. Journaling helps organize your thinking. And when you write regularly, you start noticing your own patterns. The words you use a lot, the things you struggle to say. Later, you can read your entries out loud. That turns writing practice into speaking practice too. Step 9. Patience, repetition, and trust. You won't magically start thinking in English in 1 week, but you can absolutely train your brain to get there. The key is consistency and kindness to yourself. You will have days when it feels slow. You will forget words. You'll get frustrated. That's part of the journey. It's normal. Fluency is not perfection. It's comfort. It's confidence. It's ease. And it starts with small steps, repeated many times. Staying motivated without perfection. Let's talk about motivation for a moment. Many learners lose motivation not because they're lazy, but because they're aiming for perfection. They think they need to sound like a native speaker to make progress. But the truth is, you don't. You just need to sound like someone who's trying, someone who shows up every day, someone who keeps going, even when it's hard. Perfection is a moving target. You'll never quite get there. But growth is visible, measurable, real. And every time you speak a sentence without translating it first, that's growth. Every time you understand someone without subtitles, that's growth. Don't ignore it. Celebrate it. You're doing more than most people ever will. So even if no one sees your effort, even if no one tells you you're improving, you are. Building momentum. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Thinking in English becomes your new habit. You won't even realize when it happens. But one day, you'll answer a question without translating. You'll watch a show and understand whole conversations. And when that day comes, you'll know. All those tiny steps were worth it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make the moment you have right now. The one that moves you forward. You've got this. Do you translate in your head when you speak English? Have you tried any of the techniques I shared? Tell me in the comments, and let's support each other. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's also learning English. Vocabulary recap. Overcomplicate. To make something more difficult than it needs to be. Example. Don't overcomplicate your answer. Keep it simple. Internalize. To absorb something so it becomes natural. Example. I internalized the phrase, "What do you mean?" by hearing it in many conversations. Hesitate. To pause before speaking, often due to uncertainty or fear. Example. I hesitated before answering because I wasn't sure how to say it. Chunk. A group of words that naturally go together. Example. Make a decision is a chunk, not just individual words. Momentum. The force that keeps something moving once it has started. Example. Once you start speaking English daily, you build momentum. Intonation. The rise and fall of the voice in speaking. Example. She used different intonation to show surprise. Ambiguity. The quality of having more than one possible meaning. Example. This sentence has ambiguity and could confuse listeners. Breakthrough. A sudden, dramatic improvement or discovery. Example. I had a breakthrough when I finally understood the grammar pattern. Reinforce. To strengthen or support an idea or behavior. Example. Repeating phrases out loud can reinforce vocabulary retention. Refine. To improve something gradually by making small changes. Example. I refined my pronunciation by listening closely to native speakers. Spontaneous, unplanned, and natural. Example. My first spontaneous conversation in English felt amazing. Cognitive load. The mental effort used when learning or processing information. Example. Translating in your head adds cognitive load that slows you down. Approximation. A close but not exact use of a word or expression. Example. If you can't find the perfect word, use an approximation. Clarify. To make something easier to understand. Example. Could you clarify what you meant by that question? Restructure. To change the organization or format of something. Example. I had to restructure my sentence to make it more natural in English. Thank you for being here today. Learning a new language takes time, but you're doing something powerful just by listening and showing up. I'm Matthew, and this was Thinklish. See you next time.